Hey, hi Garbage Squad, welcome back to a new video. Foxy here with another Giants video. So today I'm going to be showcasing you my opinion of versus Naomi versus Arang for the Speed Giants B10 team. So if you guys don't know, as a refresher, or if you're new to the channel, this is how my team operates. So typically a lot of people will say, why can't you just use Julie to clear the trash wave, or why do you use Julie? The reason why you use Julie is because her AI, if you're always full HP, she will always use 1,000 shots. If your 1,000 shots cannot one-shot the trash wave, so let's go in real quickly while I talk. So if your Julie cannot one-shot the trash wave, it means that you need a Lucian to clean up. If you do enough damage on 1,000 shots to the first and third trash wave, the Lucian will always use third skill. Because the way that Lucian's third skill AI works, if it's low enough, it will amp. That's why your thing always does it stupidly. Okay, so if your Julie's not that good like mine, because it's for RTA or it's because your rune quality is not that good, then you're running this Lucian composition. If your Julie is really good, you're probably running the Abigail version, but we're not talking about that. Anyways, so let's show you the runes on my units here. Honestly, you can have these stats and like take out like 60 speed. Like, this is an RTA Julie, doesn't matter that much. And from a Lucian, your Lucian doesn't need that much damage to clear the trash wave because third skill ignores damage. So build it on triple fight. Okay, these are my fight runes here. Some of them are really good. Some of them are just super poverty. Like I'm running a crit rate because 100 crit rate. Like it's not that good, but it gets the job done. The purpose of these fight runes is for your Luna and your other damage dealer. My Sophia here. If you don't have a Sophia, make sure you run 100% accuracy Lauren just for the mid boss because his resistance is super high. So I recommend 100 accuracy or as high as you can. Okay. The reason why Sophia is better is because spitting slash gives you more chances of defense break 5 times versus Lauren's. So this is also on all fight runes. This does not need to do a lot of damage, but the more damage you have, obviously, the better. So you need an accuracy slot 6 for your Sophia here. So here is the big variations in this team. If you don't have a Luna, I'll talk about it later. You can replace Luna for a Crow or a Lin, but what this video is focusing on is the Arang versus the Naomi. A big thing to note here before we go in is this Dark Force skill. So Dark Force gives you attack bar when you use it. By gaining the attack bar, it allows you to cycle to poison shot. So my Luna's plus 160 speed. For her to not get cut in by the last unit, your Naomi or your Arang has to play 129 speed. Okay, so let me just show you the runes real quickly and we'll do a run and I'll talk about the run. All right, so they're decent but not like super crazy rage runes here. And here, this is my Arang running some really bad 2-4-6s. It doesn't even need to be that tanky, to be honest. It just is. And 85 crit rate for Arang is enough. So the reason why I like Arang better is because her third skill is a defense break. So there's only one defense breaker on this team, Sophia, and should she ever miss, I have a backup defense breaker that makes it more consistent. Also, my Arang is max skilled because the Nat 4s are a lot more obtainable than Naomi, where you have to waste a lot of resources to fuse, to awaken them to 2A. And that's a big problem. I don't have those resources. I rather farm runes to get me better progression. So, or you can devil mon it. I don't really suggest you devil moning it unless you're like super well off in this game. So what I want you to notice here is the mid boss. We talked about the Luna cycling third into second skill. Okay, so I will manual this so you see what I'm talking about here. This into third skill, and then for the boss stage, the mini stage here is pretty standard. You just use first skill, you defense break, and here's what I want to talk about here. The Dark Force. So if I get the attack bar back, I will get poison shot available. Okay, and then boom, I get poison shot. But in the scenario my rank is above 129 speed, I will cut in and I will not be able to use poison shot, which means I don't get the additional cooldown reduction on Dark Force, and therefore I won't have it available for the last stage. So that's really important that you know how to speed tune your ticks with your Luna and your last unit to make sure it does not get cut. However, if you're running like a Crow or a Lin in place of Luna, then scratch all of it. It does not matter for you here. So you'll notice that the Arang here, My Arang, first skill's glancing, it's also got a shield, also got a defense break. So a lot of backup opportunities there where should everything miss or everything go wrong because of defense break missing, it's perfectly fine just because I haven't failed with this variation because of the shield on Arang and the glancing and defense break. So that's why I like this team versus the Lin over the Arang, because it does fail. And if you run the Lauren, I don't have too much data on that, so I can't tell you just because the Sophia is a lot better. So this team is, I would say, averages around 25 seconds to about 28 seconds depending on how smart the Arang AI is. If the Arang does third skill and nukes the boss, then it's pretty consistent at 25. However, the AI is not, that doesn't always work that way. So you notice it's a 28-second run just because it failed. Okay? So let's move on and talk about the Naomi. So if you don't know what Naomi does, essentially we are looking at this skill. You get 100 crit rate if there's harmful effects, and there will always be a harmful effect because you have a defense break from your Lauren or your Crow for branding, whatever it is. You always have 100% crit rate. So the rune requirements for your Naomi is going to be very, very, very little, since you need no crit rate. You don't need an HP. All you really need is crit damage. The only stat you need is crit damage and attack percent. So I've seen someone like GT, he runs a triple fight Naomi, but you really need those fight runes to have crit damage. So most of you guys will probably be running something like this, a rage set or a full broken set. Like this is full broken with, like this had speed in it, but I gemmed it out just to make it work. So none of these runes have speed and as much crit damage and attack as possible. So like I mentioned a little bit earlier, if you're running a Luna, has to be below 129 speed. But look at Naomi. Her base speed is 119. To make it work with Luna, you really need strong crit damage runes with no speed and a lot of attack percent to make it work. And like I said earlier, Naomi, the way to get it skilled up is wasting 100 dimensional energy every time to get another one skilled up to 2A, and then you feed it to get the skill up. Or you can double mon it. But we got Nat 5s to double mon here, so that is really up to you. For me, I don't need to double mon Naomi because my Arang is max skilled. But for a lot of you beginners here, you probably don't have a Luna, so you're probably running a Lin or a Crow, for example. So the speed tuning won't matter that much. But if more intermediate players, this will matter a lot to you. If you can't run Naomi with low speed, below 129, and high crit damage, you're probably going to use an Arang just because it's really hard to get negative stats here with a lot of crit damage. So for those who aren't using the Luna, I'm gonna recommend to you that Naomi is better just because the rune requirement is lower. Because for a lot of your beginners, you're running the Lauren instead of the Sophia, and running like a Crow or a Lin instead of this Sophia. And Crow gives it the branding, but also a defense break, which is another backup opportunity, but I don't expect it to use first skill over third or second. So overall, Naomi gives you the rune quality that you need because you don't need any crit rate. However, you will notice, or if you maybe didn't notice, that the times on this team is on the like maybe 2 seconds higher. And obviously, if it's just Julie, no Lucian, I'll be shaving off like another 2-3 seconds, but no rune quality. I'm poverty. Alright? So a lot of you guys will be like, Naomi, great PvE unit for a lot of the early game players. If you're like mid game, I think you have the rune quality and the resources to not need to build a Naomi specifically for PvE, unless you're like super premium with fight runes and you can make everything work accordingly. Also, I did notice that okay, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna roll that. I did notice that the Naomi uses first skill sometimes for no reason, so it's not always guaranteed second skill. So that is a big thing here. So in conclusion, if you're an early game player, I like the Naomi more because you don't need any crit rate and you don't need to speed tune to your Luna because you're probably running a Lauren and another DPS unit. If you're a more later game player like myself, then Naomi will not be that useful for you because it's got high speed. You need to speed tune it accordingly to the ticks of Luna, and also the Arang. I think the Arang AI is a little bit better. I'm not 100% sure. It's just like based off my own runs here, and it's easier to skill up. So this is my comparison of Naomi versus Arang for Speed Giants B10. Hope that helped you decide if you want to make a Naomi. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment if this helped you.